Going from this to this within 10 minutes in the morning. That's all you need for a polished office or work makeup. And this is exactly what I wear for my office meetings. If you're a busy mom or have no time in the mornings, I'm going to show you how to get this look in just a few simple steps. One thing I will never ever miss is prepping my skin so the makeup stays put throughout the day. I'm starting with eye prep so my concealer doesn't crease, for which I'm going to be using the Nakri Beauty Lift Tox Anti-Gravity Eye Cream. I love this especially because of the metal nozzle, which is very cooling and helps to depuff your eyes. I first apply directly so it can be really cooling under eyes and it wakes me up, and then I gently massage with my ring finger. Just make sure it's completely absorbed. Instead of using an SPF and a moisturizer and a primer, I would highly recommend using a moisturizing SPF like this one from Neutrogena. This is the Collagen Bank Daily Moisturizing SPF, and I like to slather a generous amount of this and massage it into my skin. Using a product like this will cut short your makeup time, and also you're not layering too much. Sometimes when you layer too much, your makeup can turn cakey. Also, what I love about this product is it doesn't give you a white cast. In fact, I love the beautiful glow it provides, making the skin look healthier. And while my skin is glowing, I'm going to use a skin tint over this. This is the Lift Tinted Hue Guard tint, and I'm using the shade 7. I like to apply it with my fingers like a cream because that's the fastest way to blend something out and the most seamless way to blend it out. And this product is beautiful. It settles wonderfully over the skin because it's a very thin formula, but it also gives you enough coverage. Now, although this has an SPF, or if you're using a foundation with SPF, I still like to go in with SPF to prep my skin. You can see how beautifully that has settled on my skin and covered up everything I wanted to cover up. But for that extra coverage, I'm going to go in with Milani Concealer in the shade Warm Beige. I like to apply this where my foundation might turn ashy because it's a thinner formula, for that extra coverage, including around my mouth or around my eyes. And you can see how beautiful that shade match is, both with my skin as well as the skin tint. I love the Milani Concealer in this shade. This is Warm Beige because it's the perfect match to my skin tone. I also like this concealer because it stays put throughout the day and it doesn't crease. Interestingly, I have pretty oily lids and this doesn't settle in the fine lines. Using the One Size Blurring Setting Powder, I'm going to quickly set my face, starting with the T-zone because that's where I usually sweat. And then with the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to lightly set the rest of my face. You'll see how easy the eye makeup is, starting with my brows. I'm just using a brow pencil. This is the $1 Billion Beauty pencil. Again, it's a micro fine tip, and I'm going to quickly fill in just the sparse areas. First, by brushing my brow hair downward with the spoolie in the back so I can clearly see on top and fill in all those sparse areas. And then again, I'm going to use the spoolie in the back to brush my brow hair upward so I can clearly see at the bottom and fill it in. This is the point where you can really overdo your brows. Try to keep it as natural as possible. That's when it looks more polished. Rather than using a black pencil, which can sometimes come across as a bit harsh, I'm going to use a dark brown pencil. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Dimensional Dark Brown. I'm going to use it first to tightline, and I'm also going to smudge it in my lash line. Now, the nice thing about this look, and because we're trying to do it so quickly, it doesn't have to be perfect because we will be smudging this anyway. Even if you're a beginner, you should be able to do this comfortably because all you're doing is just randomly scribbling it in your lash line. And then using my ring finger, I'm going to quickly smudge it, and you'll see how easily it'll soften everything up. And then from the Ofra Cosmetics Boring Palette, which is my collaboration with them, I'm going to pick up this brown shade, which is called Buff. It's a really nice brown transition shade, and I'm going to buff this out on my lid. I'm going to start from my lash line and go all the way up to the crease, softening it up. And don't worry about it getting on that eyeliner that we smudged on the lash line. The whole point of this is to create that ombre effect, and you will get that by just applying this eyeshadow all the way from the lash line over that smudged eyeliner and taking it all the way up, and it becomes softer and lighter. And as you can see, we've effortlessly created such a beautiful ombre effect. It's going to be deeper at the lash line, and as it moves upward and outward, it becomes softer and softer, finally fading into the skin tone. I'm going to finish up by curling my lashes and applying a coat of mascara, for which I'm going to be using the new L'Oreal Extensionist mascara, and you'll see in a minute why I love this mascara so much. I first like to apply this mascara only to the tips to add a little bit of length, and then I take it all the way from the roots to the tip, and just look at that length that it provided. It's almost touching my skin. And that's pretty much it on that eye makeup. How quick was that? For everyday blush, I highly recommend Bare Minerals. The Gen Nude blushes are it. These go on any skin tone and they're not bright. They're perfect for office wear or everyday wear. I'm using the shade But First Coffee. This is a muted Maui tone, which is perfect. I don't really do contouring on a daily basis. I just keep it for special occasions because it's still obvious and visible. So I just stick to a really nice blush that gives me that rosy hue and a healthy look. And on my lips, I'm going to be using a stunning shade of just a lip liner. This is the L'Oreal Color Rich Lip Liner in the shade 780. It gives you my lips but better, just a tad deeper than your lips. Again, so polished and sophisticated, and this is why I love lip liners rather than lipsticks, because they don't move as much and it's very easy to touch up and they stay put longer. And I'm going to set and lock everything with the One Size Until Dawn setting spray so my makeup stays put, gets locked, and it doesn't move. And for those flyaways, use a thin oil to fix it. I love Roz, which I use every single day. It's a styling oil and it's very lightweight. It fixes all your frizz, gives that beautiful shine. It also protects hair against heat. You can go up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit without damaging your hair. Let's look at the before one more time. And here is the after. How easy was that, and how polished does this look turn out every single time? So many of you have been asking me for quick office looks, so here it is, and I hope you enjoyed this video. For your information, I've listed all the products that I used in the description box right below this video, and you'll also find links to my social media in case you plan to follow me there. If you're new here or haven't already, please consider subscribing. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.